Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome to this episode of Amateur Otaku podcast. I'm your host of tonight, Isaac Wolf, and joining me today is Didge. How it going, man?
It's going good. It's a cold day here in Wisconsin.
How
It, it,
cold, if I might ask?
it's not super cold. I think it was like 32 or something. 32 Fahrenheit. So what is that? Zero Celsius. Like I said, it's just I don't like snow and I
Minus
don't like the
30,
cold.
you said.
Just 32.
Minus 32 Fahrenheit.
Positive 32. Not minus.
Okay.
I would be miserable if it was minus. I don't like the
man.
cold at all.
Did would be an ice wall on here.
Yeah,
Feels
it's
negative.
about 1.1 degrees, minus 1.1 degrees Celsius here.
Okay. Yeah, see, so
We're not that far off.
that's not good for me. Anything under 50, I don't like.
Oh wow! I mean, with
maybe
global warming, you won't have to worry about that in the future.
Oh
You'll get your wish. Monkey's paw style.
Yikes!
Then you should not visit Sweden then when it is as it cold as, especially not up north.
Oh, trust me, they don't got to worry about that any further north than Wisconsin. I don't want to ever go.
It's pretty much the closest to the North Pole as you can get here. So.
Oh yeah, I'll never. You'll never have to worry about that. I'll never be there.
See, but if the Earth stops spinning, Isaac is the safest.
That's fine. I'll take my chances. I'll boat myself down.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Damn, you really don't like the cold, do you?
No.
He said he's willing to go out. Kneel down to the ground. Wow.
Yeah, but other than that, things are good. Ready to talk some manga. I haven't done that in a while.
I don't think I ever did.
Since we're an anime and manga pod, we felt that we could do that.
I like
also, it. Yeah, like it too. And we're also joined by Jamie. How's it going, Jamie?
Hello, everybody. This is maybe the first time on camera that I've talked about manga. So, what a new experience. Please be nice to me.
Well, sometimes you can always start somewhere, or what the saying is.
Yeah, true. That is true.
And I felt that before we start talking about today's subject, so we can take what have we watched, and Didge, I take the order from you.
What about it? Today's Don Thursday.
I know. Trust me. I meant to watch it earlier, and I just seen it yet. I forgot. Obviously, still watching Don. Watching Dragon Ball Daima. You Are Miss Servant. I am watching, which is really fun. I didn't know what to get out of that. I was like, I was curious if I was gonna like it or not. But it's fun. Demon Lord 2099. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Isn't the Servant one the thing, the series that Mike told that his friend over at Crunchyroll said was going to be the the best anime of this season or something? Or am I misunderstanding things here?
Maybe, because it was on my watch list and I couldn't remember why. And I was like, all right, well, clearly I put it on here for a reason and watched the first episode. So that would make sense.
I would be surprised that the friend wouldn't say Don.
Same.
Unless he meant like, this one's going to fly under the radar because of Don. I don't know.
That's a good question. I have no idea. But it's a lot of fun. I'm also watching Demon Lord 2099, which I really like.
Interesting.
I like that one. So the play on it is that it's a demon lord who, like, his reincarnation is modern, 2099, not even modern time, postmodern. And just all of the changes, like with his powers and stuff. Like he came back really thinking that he was going to be the Demon Lord again, and it took the element of, well, magic has been evolving. I think he was dead like 500 or maybe 600 years. I think things hadn't evolved since then. So him trying to relearn his place in the world and just try to adapt to what the new reality is. It's really
interesting.
That's a bit
comedy.
Well, did you check out anything else?
I mean, I'm still rewatching Overlord, and I fell off on Evangelion. I got to get back to it. Overlord was there's more of Overlord, so I try to watch more of that.
There's a lot, yeah.
So
a lot.
Overlord is the better use of your time.
I like what I'm seeing.
The anime. The anime is good. Know. The anime is good.
I like Overlord too.
No,
Evangelion.
I like what I'm seeing with Evangelion. I'm like 6-7 episodes into that, so
yeah, it's a good show.
I'm enjoying it. I'm curious about what happens when I get to this movie that you guys hate, that everybody else I know does not. So
it's so funny. I don't hate it. I just find it so bad. It's good.
I find it disturbing.
Kind of deal.
I'm curious to see how I feel when I get to it, because again, you guys are the only ones who are like don't have positives to say about it.
Brandon too. That's 3 people.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people who are the opposite though, JB. That's still a drop in the bucket.
Okay.
Brandon is still mad at me about showing him that movie.
You know,
and I mean, mad about it.
That's depending on the circumstances. That could be fair.
That's so interesting. So yeah, I'm curious. I can't wait to get to that point so I can see if I'm going to agree with you guys or if I'm going to agree with everyone else.
I honestly, I am to the point that I might want to, if you're up to it, if you have a watch party and watch it with you, just for the sheer curiosity of your thoughts about it. Maybe Jamie could join and we could do a commentary track. All 3.
I just want to know, like, why. That's all I want to know at this point is why.
See, that's what makes it so interesting. Because it wouldn't elicited that much of a response.
I do think that, you know, the greatest art does evoke some kind of emotion. So in a way, you know, I do respect what's going on there, but I also do still find it vile and disgusting. So that's why I personally could not recommend it, but it does evoke very strong emotions from me.
Okay. I'm maybe when I have obviously I have some time off coming up from work, so maybe I'll try to get through it by then, and that way at the beginning of the year-ish or something, I can be like, all right, it's time to watch the movie.
Start your year like that, Ditch.
It can't. The more it's the visceral reaction, and I'm like, what could have caused that?
You'll see.
Like I said, I'm open to do a commentary track on that one. That's much how I'm curious I am on your reaction.
Yeah, I'll keep you updated on how I'm getting through it.
I wish I did one with me and my brother, because half of the time is like me pausing and screaming. That's half the time. That's what I did, because I was like, I could not believe what I was seeing.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what I wish for having managed to grab Brandon to join in on an updated the commentary track about that one. I love torture him, I know. It's a running joke considering how much effed up shit I've showed him over the years, but I digress. Have you seen anything else, Didge?
No, that's pretty much it.
Jamie, you said what you're saying, or
Not yet. Which the list is short for the moment. I caught up on Ranma 1/2. So now I'm probably behind an episode since the week has started. I really enjoyed the show. I don't know why I don't think of it like on a weekly basis as far as like, oh, a new Ranma episode came out. But whenever I sit down to watch it, I'm like, it is just a super fun show. Really enjoy it. I do feel conflicted about, I guess, like, since Ranma, he was born a guy, so some things he does where he just like walks around topless, but he's in his woman form. And I'm like, I don't know. I understand why he doesn't have a top, but at the same time, it's like, there are new rules to play now. You have to follow that. I like free the nipple it didn't go through. So, but that was also, it was a different time. So comedy was different. And it's not like they're being really perverse with like the way that Ranma's new, like he basically looks like a Barbie doll or something. But, no, it's a really fun show. I'm waiting for things to get a little bit more spicy between him and Akane, so we'll have to see. It has been heating up though. So I've been watching that, and then I do need to jump back to. I haven't seen this in a little bit. I don't think I've talked about this. I've been watching Elusive Samurai. That's a freaking fun show, right there.
Is
and the
it?
animation is so fire. Yes, it's really fun. I really like it.
That one has started?
Yeah,
I totally missed that.
Yeah, that one started a while ago. I'm like, how many episodes in? I might be almost 10. But yeah, that's a really fun show that I've been enjoying a lot. It's basically the premise, it's like the child of the Hojo clan. It's kind of based around history in a way, but not historically accurate, I guess. Like it's based around a certain time of history. And the main character, y'all know I don't be remembering names, and it's been weeks since I've seen this, so don't judge me. But the main character, he's like the son of the Hojo clan, and he gets attacked. And so now he's kind of off on his own and needs to find his own retainers so he can kind of build his own kingdom again, so he can try to reclaim what is his and run the country of Japan, of Japan, like his family previously did before the attack. And the big thing is that he's like not really a fighter. He's a really great runner though. And so I love how some of his mentors are encouraging him to use his speed and his kindness to his advantage to fight his enemies. That's something that I feel like I haven't really seen in that many animes. So it's really interesting. Would highly recommend you guys try out Elusive Samurai. But
nice.
I think that might be it. I'm definitely got a episode of Don and tomorrow I'll have an episode of Daima to watch. So those are my weeklies.
The Elusive Samurai, that entire first season is out.
Yeah.
Did not.
The other thing I was waiting on the dub because I started in dub and I was like, oh, the dub is fun too. So
fair. No, I just, like I said, obviously you saw how excited I was. I was like, I didn't know it was out.
Yeah.
The entire season is done.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have to add that to my list.
Yeah. For me, it's normally it's now done. I continued Blue Box, and it's honestly getting better.
I mean, there was nowhere to go but up.
It's a cute. It's a cute show.
Yeah.
To one extent, you can argue that it takes itself to is the word safe, Jamie?
Maybe so. Yeah.
And I'm a bit behind on Daima, I will admit.
I'm curious.
Fairy Tail.
I was gonna say I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Daima. That'll be an interesting season review.
I think we should do a season review of that. You're up for it, Didge?
Yeah, I'm up for it. I'm enjoying Daima.
Nice. Same. And What's I don't think I do watch. But now when you mention Elusive Samurai, I'm probably picking that one up. So, do you guys have come up with anything else that you are watching as of right now?
No, that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Then let's go over the today's episode is all about covering mangas, and we have picked 2 mangas each that we feel like it should get some more spotlight. And we are going to start with you, Jamie. And which one do you want to start talking about?
Let's start with Tokyo these days. I had to make sure I said the right title.
Okay. Then what would you care to us to give a quick synopsis, or do you want me to do that?
I picked up this manga sampler at Anime MIC this year, and so it has a summary of all of the manga in here, so I can pull that up and I will read it to you all. So, Tokyo these days, the story and the art's by Taiyo Matsumoto. So, after 30 years as a manga editor, Kazuo Shiozawa suddenly quits. Although he feels early retirement is the only way to atone for his failures as an editor, the manga world isn't done with him. The manga world isn't done with him. For Shiozawa, Tokyo these days is full of memory and is cocooned in the inescapable bonds among manga creators, their editors, art, and life itself.
Nice.
Yeah, so this was... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what made you connect with this one?
I think it's the subject, but I also thought the timing kind of lent itself to be like, oh, it's kind of interesting because we also just talked about Look Back here on the channel if you haven't seen that review already. And it's kind of not necessarily a similar subject, but somewhat adjacent with talking about the creation of manga and art and kind of how it relates to our lives. And so it's kind of similar ideas in Tokyo these days as well, except this is from an adult's perspective from the beginning. And this is about a editor getting out of the manga game, or at least so the summary says. I have feelings that maybe that will change, but about an editor getting out of the manga game, and it seems like the manga game won't quite let him go yet, which is interesting. This first chapter has kind of been around Shiozawa. He quits and he wants to meet one of the mangaka that he had edited for previously to tell them like how he truly felt, which he kind of didn't mince any words in saying, hey, like you kind of lost your spark. You've been playing it safe for a while, and I haven't seen your manga shine like it used to shine. And he gave some like very like harsh words, especially for someone who just quit being a manga editor. But it's interesting that him and this mangaka were able to have this conversation and kind of just talk to each other. Both kind of as artists, but now since he kind of stepped away from that professional sense of the manga world, like both as kind of people too, and people that their art is affected by different things that are happening in their lives. And I thought the theme was very on time for having read Look Back and kind of being a little bit more introspective about like manga and the art that we interact with. And plus, I think the art in the manga itself is also really interesting. It has like a very kind of rough, scratchy kind of texture where it's not super refined or anything, which also kind of makes sense for someone that is a manga editor in a way, because like they're focused more so on the story rather than like trying to, I guess, really go in and edit the art so much. They might give some critiques, but ultimately that's up to the manga to try and apply, I think. I could be totally wrong in the process, though. Somebody correct me. But yeah, I really like this. It's like, I don't know if you have any images of the manga itself in here, but I can try and describe some of the scenes. Or I could also, if you could put me on full screen, I can show like the first, let's see, couple pages.
How do I do that?
Let's see, I might be able to. Here we go. So this is like the first couple pages. Show and tell. It's like the first couple pages, and you can see it has like kind of a rough style to it. But I think that also is what makes it like really expressive too, because you can already tell like this person doesn't necessarily care about like drawing the perfect lines or like the cleanest lines, but it's more so about like the emotion that's being expressed and kind of getting that message across, which is neat. And not something that I've seen in very many manga, in these kind of manga samplers, actually. I think this is the third manga sampler that I've ever gotten. And like this issue, funny enough, 2 of the manga in here have like more of a rough style than what I've ever seen in the manga that I've read. So yeah, it's really interesting work.
Nice.
That is cool. His lining is nice. That was crisp.
Yeah.
Do you know where you can find to read this book outside of the samples?
Yes, you can read this on Viz. I believe it should be in the app. I don't know if you can read stuff on their website. At least not without the subscription. I don't know, but it is on the app. It is wherever you read Viz manga, and it might also be published as well as it's just its own physical book, but definitely on Viz. It's definitely on Viz.
No, nice. Then you know what to do if you're found her pitch interesting. Then. Do you have anything else to talk about this before we move on to, Ditch first pitch?
No, I don't. Thank you guys for checking out my manga. My recommended manga.
Oh, funny.
But it does sound interesting, though. I will check that out myself, at least. Especially since I was a fan of Look Back. But
yeah.
Dej, what about you?
All right, we will start off with Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi by Shoichi. Ooh, I'm gonna butcher that last name. I think it's Usoi. Jamie, you're the Japanese.
What? You wait, put on the screen.
Yeah, I'll type out the name. I know the first name is Shoichi, but this is how the last name is spelled, and I got nothing.
Usui. It's bunny.
Oh, okay, nice. So basically, what this is about, they tell you out the gate that he is the most powerful exorcist in history. So, he's genius. Grew up or graduated from his class early. Graduated from his class, top of the class. Had like private lessons. All of that. It lets you know, like basically, he is top dog, basically of exorcist. However, he has like this really big secret, and you find out really in the literally first page, he is terrified of demons. So that was kind of what drew me into the series overall. So many times, especially in shonen manga, it's about the really weak, and they fight, they train, they claw, they basically they do everything they can, and then they become the strongest. Well, this kind of flips that on its head a bit, where for all intents and purposes, he is the strongest, but he has to fight the mental barriers. And that's what makes this super interesting to me. And I read the first 3 chapters so far. It's very early in its series. I think there's 20 chapters overall.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But it's like I said, the having to have the main character grip with, I know I can do this, but my mind is the thing that's stopping me. And so he's constantly at war with himself, trying to make sure that he can do the protection, make sure that, because like he obviously there's a very personal reason why he became an exorcist. So you're trying to live up to what that is and basically become the best, while at the same time the people around him are kind of like, you are number one. Like obviously you have the typical rival who thinks like, oh, you have it so easy, you have all this power. I'm scratching and clawing, and it's like, well, no, I'm going through something too. But he doesn't really know how to show that. It's very much a one-sided rivalry because he thinks like the other guy is cool and stuff. So, but it's very good. It has a lot of comedy in it. I definitely think it's worth reading.
Nice.
Your descriptions of it made me sort of like think of the Exorcist fall in love in a sense, as that main character is also the strongest and have mental barriers on his own to an extent.
Yeah, I definitely, I remember that when we were reading it. I still got to catch back up on that. I stopped after a while, but there are some similarities where, again, I wonder if it's the theme of, well, you can't have it all. So you either have to fight to get the power and you have the mental fortitude to get that, or you are, I won't necessarily say blessed, because I feel like in both cases, even though we didn't see it as the reader, they really gave you they gave you the inclination that like, yo, these people, they fought for this. You know, we're just sort of seeing them at the midpoint of their journey rather than the beginning. And well, if you are blessed with being able to easily gain the power, there's something still that you have to overcome in order to be able to utilize it to its full extent. Mm-hmm. And so just the manga itself, like I said, dealing with that, and then the action scenes are actually really, really cool. That's at its base is always fun. So yeah, again, I think this is something that's definitely worth reading. You'll find out more later. I picked both of these at random. I just looked at covers, was like, oh, let's see what this is about. So I kind of was different. I thought we were doing this differently. And I really think I won with this. No, that was probably me, to be honest. But I think I won with this one. We'll talk about the other one later.
Okay. Well, I have to ask both of you. Are you done with your first choice?
Yeah, you can also read it on Shonen Jump. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
Oh, that then people notes that, and I can also tell it's on the Manga Plus. Tokyo, I didn't see on Manga Plus, though, unfortunately. But and for me, well, where did I write that one? I will fix that in a sec. But the thing I was gonna, have you ever heard or read seen Tokyo Ghoul?
I have, yeah.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen a lot of it. I've seen the first episode.
Well, my first pick of tonight is Wild Strawberry, which is...
This is a really good manga. I'm reading this as well.
Yeah. Hello, Arkwinder.
Hey.
And this is what I short would say is this new generation's Tokyo Ghoul, as it's in the sense that if you go by the summary here on Manga Plus, where I read it is, plants have evolved. They can now feed on humans and become terrible monsters known as Jinka. Kingo and Kanayo do their best to survive in a Tokyo overrun by plants. But when Kayano becomes a Jinka, Kingo will do anything he can do to get her back. And while this doesn't have the more, should I say, brutal ending that... you guys hear me, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because my Chrome has frozen. Okay, now it works. but instead of the main character being brutally tortured and all that jazz. Yeah, I can see what you mean by that, Nathan. But it's all about the survival aspect and the main character deciding to have using his ability that gains later on in order to, well, save his sister that gets into an accident. If we go into as small spoilers as spoiler territory as possible, or scratch what I said earlier. This is sort of like, what if Chainsaw Man and Tokyo Ghoul had a love child more, in a sense. What do you see that as a proper description, Dej?
Yeah, I could kind of see that. Jamie, another thing I think it'll be reminiscent of for you is The Last of Us. Not one-to-one by any means, but the premise is certainly there. Obviously, plant life, funguses in their case, and plant life in this case, taking over humans and sort of causing them to become bloodthirsty and kill. The elements are for sure there. I like Wild Strawberry. It's not my favorite. I thought we already talked about this. Otherwise, I probably would have selected this. So I'm kind of glad I thought that.
So I think we talked about it within the server because I actually did read some of it per AJ's recommendation.
Okay, that'll make so much more sense. I was like, I swore we talked about this. But no, it makes sense to pull this in. I do think it's worth it.
I agree. But I don't really have anything more to say about this besides what Eos mentioned. So I feel, Jamie, are you ready for your second pick?
I am. Before we go to it, though, I would also recommend people give Wild Strawberry a try. I think it was really interesting and definitely has like some of the Last of Us vibes too. If people really like the Last of Us, so yeah.
So, and also, I read it on the Manga Plus, and I assume it's on Wiz Media for you guys.
Yeah, it was on Shonen Jump.
Gotcha.
Those are two separate apps over here. That's why I make sure to differentiate for people.
Gotcha. We don't have either. I do believe the Manga Plus is the Shonen Jump here for us.
But yeah, it's split between Viz Manga and Shonen Weekly Shonen. Actually, it just says Shonen Jump. Those are the two apps.
Yep.
Where the fuck is that? Oh, there. And the second choice you had was a rather interesting one, and that's Recenter by Gigi Murakami. And can you explain to us why that one clicked with you?
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna shock some people with selecting a horror manga, but I did it, I read it, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, Gigi Murakami is. I actually had the pleasure of talking with her on a couple different occasions. We actually first met at DreamCon, which is a convention that happens in Texas every year. And she was like really, really nice. She was on a podcast that I frequently watched, actually, so funny enough, small world. But yeah, I picked up her manga, and since then it's been like a couple years, but since then she was able to approach Viz with Presenter and get it published on the website, so that's been awesome. So I'll throw you guys through the whole like synopsis and kind of give my thoughts. But if you're interested, it's actually the first chapter is available to read for free on Viz right now. So if you're intrigued, definitely go read it. If you're even just like curious, go read it because it's going to support Gigi and hopefully help her continue to get published in Viz. But yeah, without further ado, I brought all the physical editions today.
I was going to put the link in the comments, but it wouldn't let me.
Maybe I can get in.
Put the links in there.
Yeah, I'll put it in a private one so you guys can put it in there.
But yeah, to give you the synopsis of Resenter, it starts, is revenge necessary? What are the costs of vengeance and are they worth it? Resenter explores these questions through Jackie, a young surgical fellow who is killed one night while at work. Upon her murder, she wakes up in a weird transitional space where she meets a Ripper named Rhea, who presents Jackie with a tantalizing offer. I don't know how far to go without like spoiling some things, but actually I could say this because it's like right at the beginning. Basically, Jackie does get murdered while she's at work, and the Ripper Rhea gives her the chance to say like, okay, you can either become a Ripper yourself and you can help other women, or I'm not sure if it's just women or people in general that were murdered, get revenge, or you can choose to get revenge, which would be delivered out through the Ripper. But after that, I believe that your soul kind of ceases to exist. So they have like two vastly different options, and Jackie does choose to become a Ripper. So it's been interesting kind of watching her journey and kind of working through a lot of the emotions that she has after being killed, because she leaves behind a younger sister that she was actually, one of the reasons she is a surgical fellow is she was studying to help her younger sister too. So her like real goal throughout the manga, at least based off of what I know in the first chapter, is to try and help her younger sister in whatever way that she can. So she's kind of going through the motions with being the Ripper right now. But I can't say she doesn't enjoy some of the things that she does. But yeah, I also wanted to do kind of like a art showcase for this as well, because I think, and again, this is like, I'm not a super huge manga reader, at least not as big as I used to be, but I think this is like the only manga where like 80 to 90% of the people in it are like people of color, which is really cool to see. And
that's cool, actually.
And Gigi really leans into using a lot of like the darker colors to like not shy away from the darkness at all, even though they're like darker skinned characters, because you know sometimes people can kind of get lost in that. But all the characters have like this really interesting like textures with like the clothing, the hair, and even some auras that help kind of separate them from the background. And the pin work is also just really, really great. So this is a great one to have physically, especially, just so you can really better appreciate it. Let's see. I'll try and let me get a panel of Jackie as a Ripper. It's a pretty badass outfit too.
While she's searching for that, I have also read this. It is great. As a horror boy myself, as I would like to say,
a horror boy.
Yep, you heard it. I think it's really good. I want to see more from it immediately.
Yes, I agree.
Nice.
She got the Carmen Sandiego vibes going.
Yeah,
I was about to say. I was about to say that her look looks a lot like Carmen Sandiego. Not that's the bad thing. I'm just.
Oh yeah, no, it's just funny. It's got the Carmen Sandiego vibes.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is a really great manga. It definitely really leans into like the horror side of things, and there are some like spooky images. People's skin does get ripped off. People, you know, the topic.
Ripper was legit. It wasn't It wasn't called that for nothing.
No, it was not. Obviously this does deal with murder, and especially the way that they're dealing with some of these topics. I could take this out solo now, but especially the way they're dealing with some of these topics where it is, at least from what I've seen so far, like a bunch of women have been murdered or wronged in some kind of way. Like there is a trauma associated with that. So, there are some trigger warnings at the beginning of the book. Also, she recommended 16, the reader be 16 and up. So, if you're less than 16 on here, then just be warned that this is going to be a more mature manga. But if you are of the age, I think you'll enjoy it. It's really powerful.
That's nice. Didge, your second pick.
Yes, let's talk Yokai Buster Murakami.
Didge's favorite one.
Actually, I feel like I sounded way more harsh than I intended to. This is another, obviously you could tell by the name, it's an exorcism style manga. Who, funny enough, the main character, or one of the main characters, is an exorcist that is afraid.
Oh.
What makes this one so funny is the Murakami in the title, the titular character, just a regular dude who is helping his friend exorcise these demons. Basically, his name is like Kuin. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he has the stereotypical route. Weaker character wants to grow to be the strongest. Murakami is like sort of the he's essentially like the fourth wall break, I would say, because as he comes up to these yokai and like as they're trying to exterminate them, he's basically looking at them like, so this is what you do all day. This is what you think is fun. This and like so like he basically bullies them into being able to be exercised, and
oh wow,
it's a full on comedy. Like there's nothing about this that is supposed to be real action or anything, and that was what drew me to it. I just wanted to read something funny.
Yeah.
But the some of the humor just got too much. So that's where I said I don't know if I would have came in and said you need to start reading this, because I do think that this is something that you should read in spurts, where it's like, I think this is actually completely finished and I'm going to go finish it out, but I couldn't see myself sitting down to read all of the chapters in a day or two. Like this is something that you sort of want to spread it out. So I bet if I would have read it while it was on its ongoing run, I would have enjoyed it so much more, just because, you'll have that time in between.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a binge one, but the comedy is there. Like it is so funny to see, like, you have like the stereotypical demon that like pulls people into the water from the riverbank. Well, he's like, they don't do that anymore. Like we have roads. You can't even get up here. Mm-hmm. And like he's asking him about his weakness and stuff. Like his weakness was something that was just super dumb. And he's like, and you thought that would work basically. And so like he just basically everything about like the legends, he sort of puts like a modern twist and talks about why it's kind of dumb when you think about it. And the demons, the way that they get kind of flustered and stuff, like, you're not supposed to be like this. Like, you're supposed to be afraid, all this stuff. It makes for an entertaining time. But again, I do think that some of the humor, because it's kind of slapstick, some of it gets too much if you were to read it all at once. So that's sort of what I meant why I don't know if you need to start reading this, but it should be on your list.
Interesting. So he kind of like logics them to death.
Basically. Like it's interesting.
Sounds worth reading.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's definitely worth reading. I just wouldn't read it, I think there's like 21, 22 chapters. It was it was a really short one. Kind of wonder if it got canceled. I ain't gonna hold you. But
I mean, 21 is rather. It either meant to be a very short one, or they got canceled for some reason.
That's an odd number to end on, literally.
Right. Whenever I get to that chapter, I'll let you guys know if it ended on a cliffhanger or not. Because I'm really curious. Like the way everyone talked about it, and they just sort of it ended, and it actually ended I think like last week or something. So it was a very recent ending, but again, like you guys both said, 21 is a weird number to end on, and that's not a lot of chapters.
No,
there was one hunter skilled something, I can't recall the name exactly, but that one ended in 17, so because it got canned.
Yeah, see, I am really curious if that's why. So maybe you do need to start reading it. Maybe if enough people are reading it and are like, hey, we want to see more of this, maybe things will change.
Yeah, hopefully. Do you have anything else you want to add on this before we
what'd you read it on?
Oh, sorry, yeah, you're reading it also on Shonen Jump. No, this one was on Viz Manga.
Okay.
Yeah. I found this one on Manga Plus also, I can add. But I have to ask, how are you all with slice of life mangas from time to time?
I'm reading Frieren, so I mean, I also love Frieren.
I love the genre though.
Yeah. This is a book where it's a special case because this was in limbo for, I would say, 2 years due to the mangaka's health. And instead of canceling it due to the health, they let them recover until the time was right. Sort of like how they did with Hunter x Hunter, even though this doesn't have the following of Hunter x Hunter for obvious reasons. But I'm talking about Ruri Dragon, and it's just it's a story about a half-human, half-dragon girl that at one day discovered that her dad was a dragon, and she starts evolving dragon-like abilities and looks like the horns you've seen in the cover there. And there isn't much to say about this more than it's a cute. It's like if you need to turn your brain off, you need to have something cute here, something easy to digest. This is a perfect one to go to. It's sort of like this is not a rom-com, but it's sort of like how you go to the likes of Blue Box. You can just it's easy to digest. It's cute, stuff like that. It's
I like the cover.
Yeah, and it's funny also since it's a slice of life comedy because with growing abilities of a dragon, it's easy to become rather. It's easy that accidents occur. Let me put it like that. But that's something I would recommend. I was thinking about showing off Centuria that I've talked about a lot here, but I have covered the first chapter here, and I feel like this is something that we haven't really talked about, so I took this. Do you know if this is on Viz Media or Shonen Jump? I know that this is on Manga Plus here.
Let me look real quick. It is on Shonen Jump.
Okay. Okay, then that.
And you can read first 3 chapters for free.
Oy.
Nice. Then it definitely is from then definitely Manga Plus is the European version of Shonen Jump, since they have the same structure. Although you can read the 3 first and 3 latest for free, with the exception of some mangas.
Yep, that's exactly the same way that they're doing it.
Yeah, but I don't really have anything else to say about it more than it's cute, it's easy to digest, If you'd have to turn your brain off, go to this. Yeah.
All right.
With that said, have you guys thought of anything else that you want to mention of your picks? Picks in general?
I got nothing else.
I would encourage, first of all, Viz. Let me talk to you, Viz. Why is it that the manga sampler is only available whenever I go to a convention or something? I think the people could benefit from having something like this online, unless they do it online and I only know about it through the books, in which case, Viz, I'm sorry. I didn't need to spread this lies. But yeah, if they're not distributing manga sampler online, I definitely think that they should.
They are.
Oh, well, I won't miss another one then. But
I didn't know they were either until you
said. I know. I literally found out about this through a convention, and every convention I go to, I look for these. I never thought to look for it online. I thought it was a special, like, you're here, have a gift kind of thing. But
it might be the first time they did it this year online.
Ah, okay. They heard me.
Because I don't see any other ones. They keep showing just the 2024 one.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's a good change because, like I was saying, I think this is a great kind of tool for people that love to read manga and dive into new things. One of the first manga sampler that I got, they actually recommended Rooster Fighter and Sakamoto Days. And now, you see where they are now. They're getting their anime adaptations and whatnot, and people are very excited about it. So I think that's a trend that's going to continue to happen. So definitely, I recommend everybody go over to Viz and pick up the manga sampler and check it out. There's probably something in here that you guys would enjoy too. I know I've seen of what's in this year's manga sampler, Goku Rakugai. I've seen images on threads about that one, so I know people seem to be enjoying it. One Piece Ace's story is also in this as well, and Ace's story, the first chapter was fun. I also really liked Hirayasumi. I thought that was a cute one, and I think very relatable for the times too. And we have it's funny enough, it's the ones in English that I have trouble pronouncing because English is so stupid. But I think it's Maggie Luminary or Maggie Lumiere, Magical Girls Inc.
My niece reads that. Hold up.
I thought it was really cute when I first read it, so I definitely will be checking out more of it. Maggie Lumiere, Magical Girls Inc. That one was cool.
That sounds so. I'm almost positive my niece reads that one.
She has good taste.
She does.
But yeah, definitely check out the sampler. There will be more fun things for y'all to discover there, and some up and coming artists in as well, if you're interested in that kind of thing.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, they got to keep that going. That's yes. A cool thing. I have it up. I'm gonna read through it.
Yeah, but if you guys have any manga that you think should deserve some more love, comment down below. We would love to hear that. I saw someone in a post I did on Blue Sky and mentioning a manga that I never heard of called Blue Wolfus, which didn't check so much about it, but it covered look interesting. And another one mentioned Dog's Thread, which we talked about earlier in this podcast. So
the blue wolves and the red dogs.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Didge, where can people find you?
You can find me at Didge_DEE in all places. I think there's no underscore on Blue Sky. Don't forget to add like the .bluesky.social or stuff. It's just Didge D there, but everywhere else, Didge_DEE. You can find my YouTube page is also DHD. I got a cinematic that's coming out soon. If you've been following me on social media, you've been seeing snippets and pictures of it. The final product will be out very soon. And for some of my more geeky stuff, I'm on the Geek Set podcast, where we also have some stuff coming out soon.
Nice. Well, Jamie, where can people find you?
You guys can find me at Swiper_art on Twitch and YouTube. We actually, friend of the channel is doing a charity stream, so I'll actually be participating in that charity stream on Saturday. It runs from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, I believe. I'll be a part of the 6 to 8 block. But yeah, the charity stream is going to be for the St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Florida, or one of the children's hospitals in Florida that was affected by the hurricane. So it's a really great cause. Hopefully you guys can come out and participate. It's a part of the indie collective where we're all getting together to try and help support this cause. So I'll try and send Isaac a link so that way we'll have it in the description. But yeah, please do support.
Nice.
Yeah, I will put it on. Well, you can find me at Blue Sky at emblemaniac.social. I can't recall what it is, but I'm on Blue Sky and on Instagram, and as of right now, I'm still on Twitter, even though I barely use it. I'm haven't managed to start a Blue Sky account for the Amateur Otaku, but that's on the way. And I'm also on Threads and Maniac. So even though I'm barely on Threads, I'm not gonna lie, but and I'm working on review of Mario and Luigi Brothership, which is it's getting better. At least it's getting better. So let's just go with that.
That's good. In a sense, I guess.
Yeah, but I'm still also trying to fix up the first Let's Play, which will take it takes longer than I expected it to be. So, but with that, you can find my writing at Wolf Writes, and you can find that pod soon on the Blue Sky, like I said. Have it awesome, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Hey,